Welcome back to the second video of our tech tree series for Age of Empires 4. This video is going to cover all of the tech available for the Chinese civilization. If you did not catch my video on the English, go ahead and go back and watch that video because I hover over every single unit, every single building. Since there are so many units and buildings that are similar for all the civilizations, in this video, I'm going to specifically be covering what is unique about the Chinese. So if this is your first time looking at these tech trees, make sure you go back and check out my English tech tree video that I made right before this one. Okay, let's get into it. So the Chinese rated a 3 difficulty. I think perhaps this is because there's so many different ways you can go about this civilization because of the different dynasty age-up options. I'm sure it's going to mention some of this here, so let's get into reading this. So they specialize in dynasties, gunpowder, and expansion. Chinese can shift their focus across the ages, deploying many unique units and building rapidly. Enemies must continually adapt if they want to keep up. I just think that's so generic. Okay, great dynasties. Construct both landmarks in an age to start dynasties with unique bonuses, buildings, and units. So the way this is going to work in a nutshell is you build a landmark to age up, progress through to age 4. But unlike some of the civilizations, you can build every single landmark. So you get 2 options with each age up. When you get both landmarks that were available for a given age, like say the second age, you're going to unlock that dynasty, which gives you unique bonuses that is going to be helping your civilization. So you have to make decisions whether you want to build the landmarks for the next age, or if you just want to get the bonus to unlock those dynasties. And some of them can be quite great. Okay, let's look through more of this. Fire medicine. Immediately gain the chemistry technology for free when advancing to the Imperial Age. So in Age 4, this is why they're really, really strong at gunpowder units. Unique units. Now, I'm going to apologize. Probably going to pronounce some of this wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Love to learn. Okay, you've got the Sugenu repeater crossbow, effective versus light units. This is like a machine gun crossbow unit, really strong. The Fire Lancer, light cavalry unit, effective versus buildings. The Grenadier throws grenades capable of doing area of effect damage. I'm going to give you a little disclaimer on this guy. I tried these Grenadiers out in mass. I wasn't wildly impressed at how much damage they output. Perhaps I'm wrong and we'll have to see in some more cases, but I'm going to caution you against going crazy on this Grenadier unit. It seemed like you're better off just making archers, cannoneers, etc. instead. Okay, Nest of Bees. You've probably seen this if you watch any of the YouTube videos for Age of Empires 4 with the Chinese. This barrage of rockets, it looks crazy. Looks like 4th of July gone bad, just rockets everywhere. Fire barrage of rockets doing area effect damage. It has been nerfed since the closed beta, but it still is just, it looks so awesome. It's one of the coolest, I think, animations and things to see out on the battlefield in the game. Sieve Bonuses. Villagers construct defenses 50% faster and all other buildings 100% faster. Enter Dynasty by building both landmarks from age and providing access to special bonuses. That's what I mentioned before. Chemistry technology granted for free when advancing to the Imperial Age. So you're going to be good with those gunpowder units and cannons right when you get to Age 4. And their dogs work 20% faster. Okay. I went through all of the units and techs in my English video. So as we go through this next part, I'm going to be going through what's unique to Chinese. Feel free to go back to the last video if you want to see some of the ones I'm skipping over. Okay, so here at your town center, you can get the Imperial Official, a unique unit for the Chinese. Costs 150 food. You want to wait to build these. Don't build these right out of the gate. But basically, your buildings will generate gold, and these guys will walk around and collect gold from them. So they can be tasked with improving a building's efficiency, and they can also be tasked with improving a building's efficiency. Only a certain number of officials can exist at a time. So these kind of give you a little bit of a buff. They support unit with no combat, and it goes around and periodically will gather this tax gold from buildings. One thing I didn't like is sometimes they show up as idle villagers. They stand up, and it kind of would mess with me sometimes when perhaps there just was no gold for them to collect at the time or a task for them to do. Okay, moving ahead here, these are all things that were covered in our English video, but basically all of your economy upgrades. Okay, at your barracks in Age 1, the only unit you can train is your spearmen. Okay, so if you want to do some kind of Russian Age 1, Spearman is the option you have. The Man-at-Arms is not available. Well, it's not a Man-at-Arms, but your Palace Guard is not available till the 3rd Age. It is a unique Chinese unit. Tough infantry with good damage. Move faster than Man-at-Arms, but with reduced armor. Okay, so they're faster, a little bit less armor. They're countered by crossbows, knights, and lancers, and you can upgrade them here in the 4th Age. And then a unique upgrade, Battle Hardened, increases the health of Palace Guards by plus 30. So Palace Guards actually pretty good. Lots of techs that'll benefit them. Okay, looking here at the dock, you get your fishing boats, your transport ship, all this stuff. Okay, let's look at these. These units are a little unique. You get your junk, which is an oared war vessel armed with a crew of archers. So it's going to be your archer ship. Then you get the 2nd Age. Then you can get the war junk in the 3rd Age. Ships has a ballista. And then in the 4th Age, you can get the Baochuan, a large sailor war vessel armed with the broadside cannons. And your explosive, we missed the explosive junk in the 3rd Age. You can go in and go boom on those enemies, especially particularly against the archer ships. Okay, for your eco, you've got your extended lines, your drift nets. Okay, here's a unique one, extra hammocks. Junks of the archer ship type gain additional crew, allowing them to fire 2 more arrows in each volley. Okay, so that'd be the archer ship type, so that would be this one. These are the same upgrades that all of the, it was covered in the English video. We've got our walls, our outposts. Now, this is unique hand cannon slits you can get in the 2nd Age. As defensive hand cannon slits to the structure, only 1 weapon emplacement can be added. So you got to choose one to be added. You can't get all 3 of these. Okay, your Imperial Cannon Academy, which costs, it's a unique unit. A unique building. It's your economic landmark. Nearby buildings generate plus 100% tax gold. So it has a radius. Those buildings will generate more gold for your officials to walk around and gather. You can get your, in 2nd Age, Imperial Examinations, increase the maximum amount of gold carried by the officials. And then Efficiency Training unlocks the supervise ability for the officials, which increases production speed by 200% and resources gained at drop buildings. So basically, they can go around and empower these buildings. You can also choose to go up to Age 2 with the Barbarian of the Sun. Fires a long-range hand cannon and adds arrow slits while Garrison offers vision into stealth forest. So it's a nice defensive landmark to build. I see a lot of people going up with this just because it's so great at deterring those early raids. It can shoot, you can garrison inside of it. Pretty good option. Okay, with the Song Dynasty, which gets unlocked by building both of these landmarks, you can then build a village, which it costs 100 wood, but holds 40 population. So it actually saves you the wood that you would spend building all those houses, and you can also garrison inside of it. So it's good for defense. This is all universal. Our blacksmith, you can see all of these as you go through each of the ages. It's the same as the English. Yep, that's all the same. Battering ram, our siege tower, archery range. Okay, the archery range has got some unique units. You've got the Sugenu, I'm probably saying it wrong, fires bolts with the ferocious damage potential against enemy units, high rate of fire. So it's not good against armored targets, but going to be really good against those spearmen, maybe the unarmored cavalry or archers. And you can upgrade this through the ages, and it costs 60 food, 30 wood, and 30 gold. So it's a little pricey unit, that's for sure. Okay, but you basically have access to this, pretty early on. And you also have your crossbowman and then your cannoneer, which, as we know, you're going to instantly in the Age 4 have that upgrade that's going to be helping your gunpowder units. And you can train this Grenadier. Give them a try. Send me a link to your clips if you're able to have a lot of success with these Grenadiers, because I did not find them to be too powerful. Okay, so at our stable, you get access to the horseman, the veteran horseman, the lead horseman, and then you get your lancer or the fire lancer. Okay, so your lancer is going to be your heavy armored unit, similar to the knight, strong in melee combat. And then your fire lancer, unarmored cav, wielding explosive tip lancers for an impressive charge attack. Okay, so basically their charge comes in, explosive attack does a lot of damage. Effective raiding unit against buildings and siege units, weak in melee combat. Okay. So just make sure you understand the difference. This is armored. This is an unarmored, this fire lancer. Okay. So if your enemy's got crossbows, just something to think about. Maybe it's better to go with these options. Okay, so your options for going up to the 3rd Age, you can build the astronomical clock tower, which acts as a siege workshop and produces siege units with 50% health. So it increases stronger. It basically can train siege units and makes them stronger. Usually the age up I like to go with, or the Imperial Palace, has large sight radius, activates to view location of enemy villagers. So basically it's like a spy. It activates for 10 seconds. You can see villagers all over the map, has a cooldown. You can activate it again. You have to click on this palace and activate that. So if you're trying to get some raids down or just see what the heck the enemy's up to, this could be a great option. And of course, you can build both of these over time. Okay. And then the Yuan Dynasty, which is unlocked by these two, or it might be the Yuan Dynasty. You can get the Granary, which villagers can drop food off at this building, improves the farm gather rate of nearby villagers by plus 15%. It stacks with the Granary bonus and generates tax each time a resource is dropped off. So it's a good boost to your economy there. Here's your keep. That's all going to be the same. Here's a unique one. Extra materials. Unique to Chinese stone walls and outposts. Repair nearby stone walls. A single section is repaired at a time for plus 20 health per second. So basically, your stone walls are going to heal themselves. So interesting thing you can get at the keep. Okay, at the monastery, this is going to all be the same from before. Look at our siege workshop. There are some additional upgrades here. I highly recommend going for those bombards early, just because you're going to have those upgrades when you reach the 4th age. Reload drills, which is going to reduce the reload shot of bombards by minus 33%. Reusable barrels is going to reduce the cost of nest of bees by 25%. And then pyrotechnics increase the range of gunpowder units by plus 20%. You see a common theme here. Make gunpowder units. You got your Great Wall Gatehouse. Has to be built on a stone wall. Increases health of stone walls and gates by 100%. Nearby troops on walls deal plus 50% damage. This thing has over 10k HP. Just a super strong defensive landmark, and it's going to help if you got maybe a really strong chokehold, perhaps on Black Forest. This is going to be a really nice wonder. You can also go up a Spear of the Way. All buildings can create previously achieved Dynasty units. Buildings nearby this landmark produce Dynasty units at 30% cost, minus 30% cost. So this is going to make your get those Dynasty units for cheaper, those unique units that you unlock with each of those dynasties we mentioned before. And then if you get these two, you unlock the Ming Dynasty, which allows you to build the Pagoda and the Grenadier. Military units will gain plus 10% health. Later dynasties remove these bonuses. Okay. So you get the Pagoda. The Pagoda is a relic, can be placed in the Pagoda, generates 50 food, wood, gold, and stone every 30 seconds. So you put these relics inside this, it's going to give you an economic boost. There's our university things. Let's look at the unique one. We have our ancient techniques, which is going to increase the gather rate of your villagers by 5% for each dynasty achieved. So stacks with each dynasty. You don't usually get a whole lot of economic upgrades at the university, so don't pass this one up. Don't forget it's there when you're busy in the late game. And then lastly, you can build your wonder, the Enclave of the Emperor, for 3,000 of each resource. Okay, guys, so that is all of the information about the unique techs and the entire tech tree for the Chinese civilization. Let me know what you think, and if there are any things that you notice about the civilization that perhaps are not captured in this tech tree. And of course, if you did not watch the English tech tree video and you wanted to see some more information about all of the techs here, go back and check that out, or dive into one of my casted games or strategy videos on the YouTube channel. Okay, guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video.